Hello, lovely ladies, and welcome to the Rich Lady Revolution, Redefining Rich. My name is Diane McKendrick, and this is book number 5. So, if you are listening to this, I've done things as I usually do in the Ask About way. I've created the Rich Lady mini roadmap and sold it before I created the course. So I'm putting the finishing touches on the course, and I had this bright idea today in amongst the cyclone about to hit down in 2 or 3 days, my birthday being in the next day or two, my husband getting stranded at school, and all this other stuff. I was like, they need the audio of the 5th book. So I'm here. I'm going to do the audio version of it for you. So the ladies in the Rich Lady Roadmap can have the audio version and have that in their pre-frame week. So you get a welcome week where you're going to listen to Millionaire Mum. The audio, you're going to listen to the introduction of this book. And now also you're going to get the rest of it as well. So I'm going to read the whole lot. It's going to go maybe for 40 minutes, hopefully not any longer. You can double time me, but I just like to share how this works because it's easy just not to get started because you're not ready. Like, I'm so not ready to record this. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Ross come home from school sick. Esme's just popped her head in the door asking for a million things. I was like, guys, I just told you I'm trying to record. Can you give me a minute, please? So let's get this recorded. It does not have to be perfect. If you're a businesswoman and entrepreneur and you want to do something similar to me or do it in your own way, just get something done. Keep taking the steps forward, even when you're confused, even when you're unsure, even when the lighting's not perfect, even when your kids are giving the shits, even when the cyclone's coming. Just get the next step done and really embrace the uncertainty, because that's how I have created my whole business. And granted, it does evolve and change and get better when you get more organized people on board, like my older sister. But yeah, let's go. The Rich Lady Revolution. Redefining Rich, Diane McKendrick. Dedication. To the woman who has spent years achieving, pushing, striving, yet still feels an emptiness that success can't fill. To the woman who has checked all the boxes, built the business, raised the family, and held it all together, yet somewhere along the way she's lost herself. To the woman who wakes up and wonders, is this all there is? This book is for you. This was me. I know the struggle. I know the burnout and longing for something deeper. I found the way forward and now lead many other women on their journey. In these pages, I will be sharing the Rich Lady Roadmap, a step-by-step guide on how to do what you love with people you love and get paid meaningful money while doing it. We will also hear from several of my clients and co-authors on their journey as they boldly claim and step into their Rich Lady era and vulnerably educate, inspire, and empower through their personal journeys. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are evolving. You are stepping into your power, shedding the layers of expectation, and reclaiming a life of fulfillment, abundance, and joy. Not just wealth in numbers, but richness in every moment, in every deep connection, aligned success, and a heart full of knowing. Creating a life that feels as good as it looks. This is your revolution. With all my love and fierce belief in you, Diane McKendrick. Welcome to the Rich Lady Revolution. Hello, lovely lady, I see you. You're an ambitious, high-achieving, driven, passionate, and ready for more. More money, more impact, more freedom. This is the place where women, just like you, come together from all over the world to break the old rules and redefine what it truly means to be rich. Because being a real rich lady is about so much more than money. Joining the Rich Lady Revolution is about more than money in your bank account. It's about building wealth on your terms, doing what you love with who you love, and creating a life that feels as good as it looks. It's about stepping into your unshakable power and purpose. This book, combined with my personal podcast and my online course, is your personal invitation to step into your Rich Lady identity. I'll be here alongside several of my clients as co-authors to educate, inspire, and empower you to cut the crap and do the thing to be the rich lady that you were born to be. So if you are ready to elevate your income, your impact, and your life. The revolution starts now. Hello, and welcome. This is Diane McKendrick, and if you're listening to this audio, then you are one of the very lucky ladies that are getting access to the Rich Lady Revolution, Redefining Rich audio chapter. This will be the first chapter that I have recorded. I'm actually recording this chapter before the book co-authors have been completed, before the book has been properly started, because it's going to become part of email series and campaigns for those of you who are supporting me and my co-authors in this journey and jumping on and purchasing the book for $22, which is an absolutely crazy price to start your version of the Rich Lady Revolution, for you to step up and really start to claim your identity as the rich lady that you were born to be. You're going to hear more about it in the book, but I truly believe that this revolution is about wealth being far more than money. Yes, I will have the money, thank you, yes please, and also at the same time I'm going to have intimate loving relationships. I'm going to do what I love with who I love at the time that is suitable to me. I'm going to have beautiful, nourishing, connected times with my children and build memories as well as making money. So sit back, relax, tune in, welcome to the journey. It's so great to have you here. I am going to get this audio recording in prior to going to pick my daughter up from school. It's her first day back, early 2025. And yeah, this may change because it's right at the beginning part of the journey, but it's one of those things that if it just goes on a list and you never do it, it never gets done. If we take inspired action and we step up and start the process, then something will happen. You're telling the universe that, hey, universe, I'm ready. This is my bold declaration to the universe that this is the path for me. So I'm going to read you the intro. Only very few people will get this, the ones that order the pre-sale of the book, and then you'll get this version of it. Then as the book is published, it will be perfected. It will be set out beautifully, perfectly. All the co-authors' messages will be there and the revolution would have been started. Okay, here we go. The Rich Lady Revolution, Redefining Rich by Diane McKendrick, Michelle Ann, and several of our co-authors. This is it. Let's dive in. I believe the world is losing women to the $1 million dream, and it's breaking families apart. Here's the truth that nobody is talking about. As we've rightfully claimed our space in the business world, we've lost something precious along the way. Not because we're working, but because we're working in a system that was never designed for women who want to be both present and powerful. After several years in business, working with women from all over the world, many of who have built their empire, sadly, behind the scenes is at the sacrifice of something dear to them. Sometimes it's her home crumbling around her feet. Often it's at the sacrifice of her health, late nights and early mornings, saying yes when she really means no, and pushing with force and drive to keep succeeding. Exhausted, this leads into loss or lack of intimacy with her partner, or too busy to find one. She stays busy, convincing herself there's just no time to stop. I can't afford to pause. A silent sense that if she stops, it will all come crumbling down. So, you guessed it, she keeps pushing. The masculine push and force crushing her creative soul and disconnecting her from her kids or her pets, where guilt takes the place of nourishment and nurturing. Spiraling down, looping, and guilt. An exhaustion that runs deeper than just being tired. Noticing the way that success has become a double-edged sword. Financial freedom on one side and a fracturing family and failing health on the other. The old rules of success are breaking our families apart. They're stealing our health, our joy, and our deepest connections. They're turning mothers into strangers in their own homes, trading bedtime stories for board meetings and intimate moments for an inbox of zero. keeping women in their masculine, craving connection and intimacy to find themselves at home in bed at 8:30 every night as they're just too energetically and emotionally exhausted to socialize. Let's be real, if it was a networking event or it had a purpose for the business, they would be out there in a jiffy. But a date with a partner or a potential partner, a friendly catch up, a solo date, or a date with their partner all seem too much effort. And let's be real, ain't nobody got time for that. But here's what nobody tells you about scaling beyond multi-six figures. You don't have to choose between your empire and your family or your health or whatever else is important to you. Success does not have to cost you your health, your relationships, or your peace. The old rules of hustle harder don't just steal your life, they steal the very reason that you started building this dream in the first place. Ladies, there is a new way to scale. One where closing your laptop at 3 p.m., which I'm literally about to do, 2:45, I'll finish up, means that your business is still growing. Where family dinners, funnily enough, it's Tuesday and I am going to my mum and dad's for dinner where the whole family meet. My sister, my brothers come, they bring their kids. Yeah, we get to do that every Tuesday. And then obviously in my home, we eat dinner every single night together. My husband's a pilot, so he flies in, flies out. So whether he's home or not, we all sit together for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So where family dinner becomes sacred time, not something to squeeze between calls, because I have definitely also been guilty of that in the past, particularly when I was building the business. Where your children see a mother who's both successful and present. Where your marriage grows stronger as your business grows bigger. This isn't about working harder or doing more. It's about breaking free from the success model that is breaking us apart. It's about finding harmony in this new world where women, you listening to this, can be both powerful and present. Where each million you add to your business adds depth to your relationships and not distance. Your next level isn't just about the millions or the dollar signs. It's about being fully alive, deeply connected, and truly present while you create them. It's about building success that strengthens your family unit, not fractures it. Because you deserve to experience the fullness of both the empire and the intimacy you're working so hard to create. The world does not need more burned out, wealthy businesswomen. It needs whole, healthy, present leaders who show us that success can nurture our families instead of breaking them apart. This way of life and this book is what we call Real Rich Ladies Way. And this book, you will hear from several of my co-authors on their rich lady rituals that support the balance of success and serenity. Okay, ladies, so that is the intro, and I can see chapter here 1 has been started, and I want to keep reading it to you. But then there's also the perfectionist in me that wants to go in and make sure it's all right. So that's an intro. That's a little bit about the book that you've ordered. That's what it is about. You will be one of the only ones receiving this, because by the time the proper audio is done, the chapter will be perfected, edited. So you are getting a real-time version of what it takes to be a rich lady. Welcome to the revolution, beautiful one. You get to define what wealth means to you, what being a rich lady is to you. In the book, we're going to go through what are your values, what's most important to you. This is my 5th book. We're up to, I think, nearly my 30th co-author now. We run retreats that are fully sold out months in advance. So if you're feeling like you really do need that break, if you've got dreams and goals and desires and you want to come out and hang out in person, then reach out. Or go to our website, www.thosetwosisters.com, and you can have a look at what retreats are coming up. Most of them are Sunshine or Gold Coast here in Queensland, Australia. We do have people travel from all over the world to attend these retreats. I would love to meet you in person at one of these retreats soon, but in the meantime, enjoy that. Enjoy the other little bonuses and little bits and pieces that will come through in the email series, and then keep your eye out in June, July of 2025 to receive your copy, your signed edition of The Rich Lady Revolution, Redefining Rich. This has been Diane McKendrick coming to you live from my hot, sweaty office before I go and do this, the kids pick up, and you're basically starting a revolution from my stand-up desk with my desk walker and my son not yet back at school, but my daughter is. This is the real deal. You get to be part of it. You get to choose your path through it, and you get to stand up and be a leader and create the rich life that you were born to have. Rich Lady Revolution, Redefining Rich by Diane McKendrick. Chapter 1, Rich Lady Ding Ding. As book number 4, The Aligned Woman Academy, Volume 2, Seasons and Cycles of Life, patiently waits in the green room, preparing to step into the limelight and claim her spot on center stage in early 2025, book number 5, Rich Lady Revolution, is deep in conception mode. In fact, if you're reading this, it means we have now fast-forwarded time and book number 5, Rich Lady Revolution, Redefining Rich, has been birthed. Similar to childbirth, writing and publishing books is often followed by an almighty deep breath out, and I am never doing that again. And then I hear the whisper, Diane, there is more. More women to step up and be seen, more messages to share, more money to be made, more connection to be cultivated, more feelings to be felt, more creativity and more curiosity. More of it all. So I sit, I listen, and I shakily take the next step. Sitting here on a regular Wednesday afternoon before school pickup, typing away on my computer, a quick $2,200 ding ding just went off, and now my team is onboarding another incredible woman to our community. Earlier in the day, I went for my weekly massage, and as usual, more ding dings as I rest and I rejuvenate. We had our monthly online coaching couch coming up, which people are registering for as I relax and have my massage. We have our local in-person cacao and kunyin events coming up, and people are registering for them, and right now, as I type this, another $3,300 ding ding. Ding ding is the endearing name or sound I coined right back at the start of my journey when this life was a faraway dream. I used to sit there in awe watching others in the industry, my peers, making moves and making bank. I watched as women around me effortlessly made $100,000 months, some of them $100,000 weeks, and even a few of these ladies regularly clocking up $100,000 days. Having front row seats to this, my whisper softly said, Daisy, if they can, you can. On the flip side, my wounding much more loudly reminding me, people like you don't do things like that. You're not smart enough, you don't know how, you're not a real business person, you're too disorganized. Last time you tried, you failed. Don't be silly, stay in your box. As most of the world does, at the beginning of my journey, I listened to the much louder wounding. You can learn more about this in The Aligned Woman's Way, Volume 1. Broken-hearted, exhausted, trying to make ends meet, I decided this life was not for me. It was reserved for them. The voice of my wounding convincing me I was not qualified enough, pretty enough, smart enough, or capable of such financial success. To add salt to my wounds, and probably because I was looking for evidence to prove myself right, the self-fulfilling prophecy, I'm not worth it and I can't do it. More seeds of limiting beliefs were planted as I peeked behind the curtain of the women who were pulling these kinds of numbers. They were exhausted, stressed, worried all of the time, managing big teams, up at midnight, missing bedtime stories with their kids, waking up with anxiety at 3 a.m. to work on their laptop, feeling torn between spreadsheets and sports days, riddled with guilt about everything, gaining weight due to just grabbing fast food on the run or having that extra coffee to get them through, or skipping meals altogether, regularly getting sick and never taking a day off or being able to go on a do not disturb holiday with their family, using wine every night to numb the frenetic brain. This takes its toll on private, intimate relationships, and although they made loads of money, often after taxes and expenses, they had no money at all. The irony of it all. How do I know this? Because I lived with her. I was her. In my first book, Rise Up, The Soulful Guide to Success, I share my corporate life before becoming an entrepreneur and the sacrifice and the burnout that resulted. I share my dark relationship with alcohol and dopamine. Still, the whisper came in quiet times. Daisy, if they can, you can. After seeing the toll financial success was taking on other women in the industry and having my own experience of burnout, more about that in previous books. So, The Aligned Woman's Way, Seasons and Cycles of Life, that's volume number 2. I actually share about that. I was seriously starting to wonder if I actually even ever wanted it. Still, the whisper persevered. Daisy, if they can, you can. I'm forever grateful that I connected with and listened to my whisper, because that what came next is the cornerstone of the rich lady revolution. The whisper whispered, Daisy, do it your way. So I did. I decided my way was going to be hearing ding dings while I was getting massages, laughing, chatting to my friends, sitting by the pool with my kids, waking up from overnight ding dings, sitting on the couch reading a book, romantic dinners with my husband, skiing, sailing, camping, creating, attending workshops, seminars at any price and anywhere in the world. Ding, 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 ding. Another memory of being in Florida, USA, at the Date with Destiny, Tony Robbins, with my older sister and my business partner, Michelle Ann. She was sitting in the sun in a rare 15-minute break over the most intensive seminar that I have ever done. And she hears ding, 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 thousands of dollars landing while she rested. And I was inside singing and dancing and selling as I sung and danced. And if you've been following me for a while now, you will know that I love to sing and dance badly, but it doesn't matter. I built the business so that I could provide a world-class product, trained the team and the staff to know their roles so they could fulfill them. My sister, Michelle Ann, came on full-time after getting sacked from the police force. Once again, you can read more about that in The Aligned Woman's Way, Volume 1. It's a pretty epic story. I took bold steps. I dreamed big. I built solid structures. I learned to delegate. I stepped into my role as a leader of leaders and I practiced what I preached. I trained and trusted Michelle Ann, my older sister, to step into her role, and she executed and excelled. We worked with a performance coach for 6 months to help us restructure the whole business. We were both curious and coachable, willing to put in the work to make it work. Now we were starting to get known as those women making those insane numbers. $100,000 months, $100,000 weeks, and $100,000 days. My way. I know this sounds almost impossible and too good to be true. Over the years, I had numerous coaches tell me, Di, you can't do it like that. I've even had professionals or experts ring me years after, apologizing for not believing in me and poo-pooing my ideas. Yes, we have experienced it all, and it has not always been sunshine and unicorns. There are times where the ding ding brought a cascade of dopamine, and if I went a few days without our beloved ding ding, I would become an anxious mess. This made me realize that at the start of my journey, I was using the amount in the bank account as a metric of my success and my self-worth. I am grateful for a few humbling events and lessons which brought me back to grounded and centered, reminding me that surface success is fleeting and the true wealth is fulfillment, fun, connection, creativity, community, and making meaningful money. Doing what you love with people you love and getting paid well to do it. Even those closest around me told me, Di, you can't do it like that, including the voice of my very own wounding. But my whisper, she stayed solid, unshakable, and trust me, she was tested. I've been to the bottom of the barrel in this journey and maybe still will in years to come. It's not been easy, and there's definitely been many shit hits the fan moments. Which brings me to Rich Lady Rule number 1. Listen and trust your whisper and honor your wounding. If you would also like to be hearing ding dings while you do what you love with who you love, whilst making meaningful money, this book will be your personalized roadmap to create and design the life of your ding ding dreams. How much? So here's a few questions, and if you're listening to this, you can get the book. I have set the book up similar to a journal, so you can write all your answers in there. So here's the questions. Either just write it in your journal or get a copy of the book. How much would you like to create consistently per month? There'll be a line in there for you to answer. What would you like to be doing when you hear your ding dings? And then there's a line to answer. What does your wounding say about this? What does your whisper say about this? So do not skip past the questions above. Take some time to sit with it and use it as a practice to connect into and discern between the voice of your whisper and the voice of your wounding. Now, in the Rich Lady mini roadmap, we have interactive practices that are going to help you and support you to determine and discern the whisper and the wounding. And you're either listening to this because you're already in the roadmap and this has been included as part of the online course, or maybe you're listening to this because you've met me at an event or you've seen it online and you've downloaded it. So if you want the Rich Lady Roadmap, it's only $47 is the launch price, and it will go up to $97, but that's our signature system. The book's based on it, but obviously the roadmap online course goes deeper into the embodiment practices and processes. And then the way that we've set it up is that then the Rich Lady Revolution, the membership, goes even deeper again into the integration, and you get the retreat and everything that goes with it. So don't skip past the questions above. When you're just reading a book and you're not held accountable to anyone, it's really easy just to move on to the next page, because sometimes we're in a bit of a rush, aren't we? But please answer those questions even if it takes you a little bit of time. This book is designed and will be most helpful and useful if it's read in conjunction with the previous 2 books. So you got the Aligned Woman Way series, Volume 1 and Volume 2. It will set the foundation for many of the Rich Lady rules and rituals and roadmaps that we're sharing here. So the books have been created with you in mind. They are exactly what I wanted and needed many years ago. And I vowed that I would be the woman to create this interactive series that are designed, like I said, journal style. So you can highlight it, you can earmark, you can journal in it, you can write in it, take notes, and truly make these books part of your Rich Lady toolkit. So if you'd like to get the bundle from our website of those 3 books, so you get Aligned Woman Way 1, 2, and the Rich Lady Revolution. They're usually $30 each, but I've put a bundle together where you can get all 3 books. Actually, I don't know the price yet. It'll be a better price than that. I'll have to work that out. Anyway, when you get the copy of the book, there's a QR code which will just take you straight in to purchase the bundle, so you can have all of them there. Great for yourself, like I said, with your journals, or you can give them away as gifts and change people's life. Really good gifts. So we are so excited to have you on this journey with us, and we want to ensure you are completely set up for success from the beginning. So if you don't already have the previous books, take a moment now to ensure that you have the correct tools to help you along the way and grab the bundle. If you're not at the point of trusting me enough yet, which is possible because you may have just heard of me and this is one of the first things you're listening to or reading, to invest some extra dollars in your setup and your success, preparing for your Rich Lady lifestyle by grabbing the bundle, let me give you a freebie first. And perhaps by the end of the book, you'll be ready for more. So what we're going to do here is we are well known for meeting women where they are at, and we always have something for everybody. So once again, this is a scan code in the physical book below to access your free audiobook of The Millionaire Mum, The Best of Both Worlds. We have so much great feedback about this book from women all over the world, and it is a perfect place to start, as I wrote this book long before I had $1 million business. To make it even better, my daughter Esme, who was 8 at the time of recording the audiobook, she reads out the chapter headings, so you'll hear her in the audio as well. This is a beautiful real life and real time example of the Rich Lady Revolution in progress. You get front row seats. It was school holidays when I heard the whisper, Daisy, record the book. And the wounding piped up straight away, telling me, oh, you don't have time for that. Kids are too noisy. I didn't have a proper microphone. I didn't know how to record an audiobook. It won't be professional. It won't be good enough. And again, the whisper, Daisy, record the book, include them, include the kids in it. So I decided I would ask them if they wanted to help me. I had no idea how, so I simply asked them. I asked Ross, my 10-year-old son, first, and he was less than impressed or keen to spend his school holidays in the office with his boring old mum recording a book. So I had to find another strategy with him. It's called bribery. I promised him that if I kept quiet for the duration, if he kept quiet for the duration of the recording, I'd take him to the skate park and for ice cream after. The clever little cookie clicked onto what I was doing and started to negotiate adding a few more things that he valued to the exchange. All the things that I hate that he loves. I don't know if other mums go through this, but things like devices, gaming, Slurpees. He sure knows how to drive a bargain, that kid. So with Ross sorted, I turned my curiosity to Esme, and with eagerness, she actually agreed. So we started to prepare, and this is where it got a little bit messy. I mean, I'm the boss. I know what I want. I'm the CEO. I'm the visionary, and I wanted to instruct and guide her on what and how to do it. And let me tell you, she would not have a bar of it. So I went from CEO to control freak in about 0.2 seconds flat, an 8-year-old setting her boundary, speaking up, telling me how she wanted to do it. And I just got so frustrated. I wanted to scream. But as us mums do, I smiled sweetly and I played the game, pretended I was fine, all the while a fire burning in my belly because I truly thought I know best. Like, I'm the expert here, let me do it. But funny how I'm a CEO of $1 million organization, but my own child can have me questioning my whole existence in 2 seconds flat. Anybody else feel like that, or is that just me? It was a great lesson. As I swallowed my pride, I bit my lip and I stepped back. I trusted her and I watched with wonder how this mini me stepped up, took responsibility, stuck post-it notes on all her pages. She highlighted all her lines and she worked out how to record it on Zoom, and she just ran with the task. Biggest lesson ever for me as a mum, as I witnessed my internal micromanager take a back seat and simply trust the process. And what a beautiful process it was too. So now we have the audio for you, and a disclaimer here. It's far from perfect, similar to this one, but it's done. There are tears as I vulnerably share about the hardest times in our life and our business. And I'm pretty sure at some point, Ross starts the vacuum cleaner in the background and comes in and listen for it. I didn't edit it out. I've always promised not to edit my stuff because I want you to see where this rich lady started from. Literally on the floor of my office, at my younger brother's, Andrew's gym. On the floor I used to sit because I couldn't afford any furniture yet. And I remember the days my bookkeeper used to come and sit on the floor with me, and I'd be like, sorry, Caroline, I can't afford furniture yet, but I will one day. She never complained. She just sat there with her laptop, and she did the things I needed to do for her to help me build this business. And I would promise, I said, one day, Caroline, we're going to laugh about this and we'll both be doing money, doing what we love with who we love. And you know what? Beautiful Caroline has always believed in me, and she still does. Literally at the time of writing this book, probably a week or two ago, I had my monthly meeting with her. I said, oh, Caroline, can I put you in my book? She's laughing her head off saying, yeah, I might even have a photo of us sitting on the floor drinking homemade instant coffee because we couldn't afford anything else. So, you know, this is where it all starts from, and it just makes it more real and accessible for everybody. So, ladies, once again, I listened to my whisper, and as a result, I can offer you the recording to enjoy and get to know me and my family better. So you can see that there's not much difference between me and you, apart from the fact perhaps that, one, I know how to listen to my whisper, and I know how to take messy and aligned action. So that brings me to the next rule. Rich lady rule number 2 is take messy but aligned action. Done is better than perfect, ladies. And I know that's hard to believe, but there's going to be, this is so far from perfect, this recording. But I can guarantee that at some point I'm going to get more than one lady say, thank you for that audio. It changed my life. And I know when I change a woman's life, I change a family's life. So for the sake of me getting through a few things wrong and stuffing up and not being in the perfect bloody spreadsheet, like I'm just going to get it done. So perhaps you're wondering why you should listen to me and the other ladies in this book. I'm going to share here, if you want to read on or listen on, to some of my personal aligned accomplishments. Now, I'm not telling you all of this to brag. I'm sharing it to let you know what's possible. So, number one, I've published my best-selling series. So there is 5 books in that series now. Can you believe it? So there's Rise Up, The Soulful Guide to Success, Millionaire Mum, The Best of Both Worlds, The Aligned Woman's Way, Volume 1, incorporating my chapter collaboration, so featuring and mentoring several aligned women to share their wisdom from the pages of my book. And then book number 4, The Aligned Woman Way, Volume 2, Seasons and Cycles of Life. Once again, I've got some co-authors in for that. And book number 5, which you're listening to right now, which will also have co-authors. I have got up to season number 3 on my podcast, which is now called The Rich Lady Revolution. It started out as, I think, the Rise and Shine podcast series. And then that was season 1. Season number 2 was The Aligned Woman's Way. Season number 3, The Rich Lady Revolution, which to date, ladies, has over 200 episodes. I have a podcast product where I've supported over 30, I think that's 40 now. I'm going to change it right here, right now. Over 40 women globally to actually launch their own podcast. I have 3 signature sold out retreats every year for the past 5 years. And I've recently just added a 4th. So we've got Top Shelf Entrepreneurs Retreat for million and multi-million dollar business owners. That's a smaller, intimate retreat where it's more focused on basically how your spirituality and your connection to source can make your business boom. I love it. I love it. Several potent and powerful online courses. Our signature course being the Rich Lady Revolution, the membership, which you can hear about a lot in here. I've built out and launched my own Those Two Sisters app. Thank you to the team, my vision, my idea, that they have done all the work on that one. I have a Divine Hypnotics library, which of all hypnosises, over 40 powerful customized hypnosises and personal meditations. Either me or Michelle created, well, you'll hear our voices behind that. I've created a sterling silver jewelry range. So our jewelry is once again all over the world. I created a deck of Pixie affirmation cards. I've customized and created my own Fit Family protein blend and have 10 affiliate markers on board. I'm a keynote speaker now, getting paid thousands of dollars to speak, guys, talk to people, motivate, inspire, thousands of dollars. And I started out as an introvert, very shy. I taught myself to speak by reading, you'll hear this in my other books, but by reading my little kids' books. I practiced tonality, I practiced breathing, I practiced everything because I had no other time. I was busy. My husband's a pilot, so fly in, fly out. I was like, when am I going to have time to practice this? I was like, oh, I read my kids every night. I'll do it when I read to them. So yeah, that's amazing. I have high-end mastermind. So the Queen's Club now. 6 to 8 ladies every 6 months get to work with Michelle and I one-on-one. We keep that very small and intimate. We have weekly sister share newsletters that come out weekly or fortnightly. We have built out a mindset library with a lot of my NLP practices and processes on there. We often do national or international speaking tours, like travel around Australia or the world speaking, getting paid to speak. We now have the Rich Lady mini roadmap that we're building out. Currently, at the time of recording this book, we have the monthly coaching couch, which is in alignment with the topics in the membership. And you know what? As well as all of that, I get to go on holidays, girls' weekends away, mastermind with my friends, family, spend a lot of time with my family, going sailing most weekends or skiing, hiking. I do school drop-offs and pick-ups, and I had to pretty much take school holidays off as well. So these are the main things. There is a lot more, but I think that's the main thing. And by reading the above will give you a very good indication that I know how to set and get a goal. So, like I said earlier, I'm not telling you this to brag. I share this in the book to show you what is possible with the right structure, the right strategy, and the right support. So, I would like to give you my inspired action model to support you to be the rich lady who sets and gets her goals. And I know many of my clients from all over the world have used this model and still use this model to blend the spirituality and the strategy to bring dreams to life and monetize them. So I want you to remember, before moving through this framework, the rich lady rule number 3, which is fulfillment first, finances follow. Write that down if you've got a pen and paper. Fulfillment first, finances to follow. A lot of people have done it the other way around and they end up burnt out, sick, struggling because they chase the money first at the expense of everything else. So set goals that light your soul on fire. Do what you love with who you love and follow this framework. And before long, your life will have a series of ding ding, pinch me moments in a grounded and centered state, not like me when I went off on my dopamine high. I learned the hard way, where it'll be grounded and centered and it becomes your new normal. Like even today, as I'm reading this, pretty under the pump. I got a fair bit on today and tomorrow. Yeah, ding, 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 ding. They just keep coming in. So then you're going to have an actual diagram of the action model. If you're getting the book, once again, another really good reason to get the book so you can see this action model and allow yourself to take through it. And then you get the audio, free audio. There'll be a QR code in there to get the hypnosis/meditation or the inspired action model. And let me tell you, obviously, it's supported me in accomplishing all the things I said earlier, but also so many of my clients, they do this either at home, online, or at the retreat. And the stuff that they accomplish in 4 minutes flat are things they've been trying to do for the last 3 years. And they just look at me with this bewildered look in their eye and they're like, Di, how did that happen? And I was like, it's all in the strategy and the process. So yeah, don't discount this. It's pretty powerful. Not just me, but I get to see other people have massive long-term sustainable results of them very regularly. Chapter number 2, The Rich Lady Revolution, Redefining Rich, narrator and author Diane McKendrick. Chapter number 2 is called The Rich Lady Roadmap. Okay, let's get into the roadmap, ladies. Every great journey begins with a roadmap, and stepping into your rich lady era is no different. You wouldn't set off on a cross-country adventure without checking your fuel, mapping your route, and making sure your vehicle is ready, locked and loaded for the road ahead. So why on earth would you approach your wealth and success any differently? Before you can accelerate towards the life you truly desire, you need to prepare your vehicle, your mind, energy, and foundation for the journey. In this chapter, I'm going to walk you through the first 6 essential steps that ensure you're not just moving, but moving in the right direction with ease, confidence, and alignment. Stepping into your Rich Lady era and getting access to the Rich Lady mini roadmap is not just about strategy, it is about shifting timelines. Let me say that again. It's not just about strategy, it is about shifting timelines. The moment that you commit, the moment that you feel your full body yes, even before you pay a cent, and you commit to this path, feel your full body yes, you are not just making a choice, you're stepping into a new vibrational reality where wealth, ease, and abundance operate at different frequencies. At Those Two Sisters, we don't just teach wealth creation, we guide you into collapsing the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. So this is quantum work where energy precedes matter and your internal calibration dictates your external results. Shifting timelines isn't about grinding harder or working more. It's about aligning deeper, refining your thoughts, elevating your frequency, and choosing a coach and community that amplifies and accelerates your expansion. Through our methods, through our mentorship, and through the collective field, the path that once felt distant becomes your new normal, not through force, but through resonance. So ladies, are you ready to shift timelines? Let's get your Rich Lady vehicle ready for the ride of a lifetime. It's time to buckle up because this is where it all begins. To begin this process, let's take a moment to make sure you're up to speed with everything we've covered so far. So quick recap from the Rich Lady Rules from chapter 1. There is a spot in the journal to write the rules down, chapter 1 to 3, so you can remember them. And then I'll let you know my teachings are always interactive. That's one of the reasons we get rapid results that are long-term and sustainable. So if you can't remember what they are, you're gonna have to flick back or rewind back. Actually, I'll cheat for you guys and I'll tell you, because you may not have a pen and paper there. You're gonna have to fill out the answers above. That's not really relevant to you because you're listening. We love hearing from you all, so you're gonna take a pick and tag us in it. You've got to get the book to understand that. Okay, let's go. I've worked with enough overachievers because I am one, and I know that you ladies like rules, frameworks, deadlines, and instructions and checklists. You like to tick that box, get it right, and feel accomplished and set a high standard. Am I right or am I right? So before we reveal the Rich Lady map, let's make sure you have everything you need to succeed on your journey. So there's a little checklist in the book as an image diagram. 1, completed the information on, I don't even know what the page is yet, but there's information above. Make sure you've got the bundle, you've downloaded the audiobook, you've written out the rules, the Rich Lady rules, and then know your starting point by doing the quiz, which I haven't even created yet, so I'm going to have to update that later. Rich Lady quiz to find out which archetype you are. So it should be a pretty quick process, reminding yourself that it's not the tick in the box that is the most important, but how you feel when you do it. Using this practice to anchor all the qualities, characteristics of the real rich lady. I can't teach or tell you what they are, only you will know what is most important to you. So reminder here of the first 3 rules. Rich Lady rule number 1, listen and trust your whisper. Rich Lady rule number 2, take messy but aligned action. Rich Lady rule number 3, fulfillment first, finances follow. To offset the checklist, which is masculine and structured, I want to add in here a piece on Rich Lady rituals. This is some of the most profound teachings I've ever done, and people freaking love it. So Rich Lady rituals is a term I coined one morning when my routine and my calendar had me going to a networking event in Brisbane. And after a period of lots of events, people are speaking at lots of different engagements, and the time of my cycle it was for me, I just felt exhausted. The old me would have pushed through because I'd committed to going, said I was going, I was registered, but the whisper spoke up. Remember how I talked about the whisper and the wounding? It just said, Daisy, rest. So in contrast, I found myself down in the backyard barefoot at 5:30 in the morning, my dressing gown, collecting sticks for a fire, drinking cacao, instead of in a tight dress and high heels, battling the traffic to be in the city presenting or attending a caffeinated, high-speed, masculine event by 7 a.m. And then there's a really cool photo. I'm not going to tell you what that one is. You've got to get the book to see it, but it's one of my favorite photos of me on that morning. It was captured on camera. So the Rich Lady Revolution was actually born that morning. The idea, the concept, the Rich Lady ritual idea is sort of where it all started. So on a normal day when I should have been going into the city, but I broke all my own rules and instead I rested. Look what was birthed. Initially, not attending this event was a challenging, really hard decision for me because I was an athlete. You'll read about that in my previous books. Athlete brain, and so much of my success comes from structure, routine, and pushing my body to do more, whether it be in the pool, training daily, on the track, because I was also a runner, in the gym, or out on the hiking tracks. Like for years and years and years, when my body screamed stop, I was wired to push through. That makes the fastest athlete. So I learned as an athlete in my earlier years, and I truly believed up until recently, and I still do dabble with it sometimes, that to be successful, you must do all the things that most people aren't willing to do, like get up early mornings, jump in a pool at friggin' 4 o'clock in the morning when it's about 10 degrees outside, winter, dark. Ended up in hospital once, nearly a hypothermia. Late nights, staying late at the pool, hard training sessions, push, grind, and sacrifice to get the results that most people won't work to get. So there's an element of truth to this, guys, particularly for an athlete. However, in this season and cycle of my life, I am grateful for my ability to attune to my whisper and be subtly guided by my body whilst simultaneously building solid structures with unshakable riverbanks for me and my team to flow within. Pushing harder, doing more, grinding. It was great for winning gold medals, but not as a middle-aged entrepreneur. I'm 45 at the time of recording the book, or I turned 45 in 2 days, actually. I'm still 44. And a mother approaching 50 years of age. That's a bit of a 5 years down the track, but this book will be around by then. Things change. And what I've realized recently is that what we spend the first half of our life learning, think about it. What did you learn in the first half of your life? Often are the things that you spend the second half of your life unlearning. So there's a spot here again in the book to answer this question. What is a core belief that supported you to get where you are, but it will not support to get you where you're going? That in itself is very profound if you spend some time to answer that. I now believe and teach about attuning to and being led by your body wisdom and beautifully blending the magic of your brain to set the boundary and the structure while being guided by your being, which is connection to source, God, Buddha, nature, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you believe is higher than the human form, and this became our divine hypnotics method, which we use to heal and transform women and therefore their families all over the world. So in the book, then there's a diagram of the divine hypnotics model, which will make more sense when you've seen that. Although challenging at the time, this experience not only birthed the Rich Lady Revolution, it gave rise to an education framework for our monthly online coaching couch, which has supported, once again, hundreds of women globally to create their own version of the Rich Lady rituals. Through this process, I showed them how to move from feast and famine to feast and flow by using their personalized rituals through the divine hypnotics framework. So rewiring the neurons in the brain, reconnecting to the body and being with the world-class coach and community. So let's talk more about what a Rich Lady ritual is. A Rich Lady ritual is not just any ritual. It's an intentional, deeply embodied practice designed for high-achieving women who want to cultivate wealth, success, and deep fulfillment without the burnout or the sacrifice. It blends energetic alignment, self-connection, and subconscious rewiring to shift your identity into that of a wealthy, powerful, and abundant woman. So you might be wondering, how is a Rich Lady ritual different from a normal ritual? So most rituals focus on surface level actions, lighting candles, things like lighting candles, journaling, setting intentions, which is great and definitely where I started and so many of my clients started. But in contrast, a Rich Lady ritual goes deeper. It integrates the brain, the mindset, the movement of the body, and the manifestation, creating energetic shifts that actually change how you show up in the world in the click of a fingers. So instead of just thinking about it, abundance, a Rich Lady ritual embodies it through divine hypnotics and subconscious rewiring. So we reprogram old beliefs and activate the wealth magnetism, the somatic practices, which is the body work, movement, breath work, and dance, kunyin, to shift energy and release blocks. And another really powerful part of this is sisterhood and sacred connection, a supportive place where you can be seen, heard, and celebrated. So why it works, like why do the Rich Lady rituals work more than just a regular ritual? Women who practice Rich Lady rituals don't just wish, they become it. It isn't about forcing or pushing, it's about expanding into your next level timeline self with ease, grace, and magnetism, as I talked about earlier. So here we've got the favorite four rituals. You guys are going to die when I read this to you. These simple yet powerful rituals will rewire your energy, shift your identity, and activate wealth in ways you never imagined. They may seem small at first, but they hold the key to breaking old patterns and stepping into the Rich Lady version of you. Number one, are you ready for this? You can laugh your head off. It's called conscious crapping, or if that's a bit too crass for you, you can call it a purposeful poo. Yes, you heard that right. Your daily trip to the bathroom is actually a portal for release, Instead of scrolling on your phone or rushing through it, use this time to let go physically, emotionally, and energetically. Ritual tip: as you flush, here's the tip. As you flush, imagine releasing limiting beliefs, negative energy, and anything no longer serving you. You can declare and affirm and say out loud, I release all that no longer aligns with my highest self. Witch Lady ritual number 2 is move your rubbish bin. Where do you throw things away? Your bin's placement can reflect how easily or not you let go of clutter, old energy, and stagnant thoughts. So the ritual tip is move your bin into a new location for 7 days and notice what shifts in your life. This simple action breaks subconscious patterns of stagnation and resistance to change. Once again, so easy, so accessible, it's completely free. People underestimate it because it's so simple and free and easy and accessible. So just move your rubbish bin and watch for what happens in your patterning. Number 3 is, once again, you're going to giggle at this. Stop or start making your bed. So if you make, depending on your natural tendencies, either start. So if you always make your bed, stop making it. If you don't make your bed, start making it. So you want to shift and change, swap the habit so you can create an instant shift in your energy. If you're always too structured and rigid, try not making your bed to invite in more flow, surrender, and spontaneity, and then just watch what happens. Like watch and observe your brain. Out of everything I offer, these, once again, ladies love doing these practices and processes, and it's so fun doing it in a group and hearing other people's experiences. If you thrive in chaos, a bit like me, or feel disorganized, making your bed daily signals commitment to structure, order, structure, and a fresh start to the day. So just pick the opposite, what you'd usually do. And the ritual tip, choose the opposite of your usual habit and notice how it transforms your energy. And number 4 is move your jewelry. So if you wear a ring on a certain finger, swap the hand, or a watch, change the wrist. Your jewelry carries energy, memories, past identities, even old relationships. Keeping it in the same place can trap your outdated versions of yourself. Ritual tip, rearrange your jewelry or start wearing a piece you've forgotten about. It's a small but potent shift that reactivates new wealth, energy, and self-expression. Huh. So you want the full experience because there's another 8 Rich Lady rituals that I couldn't fit in the book because there wasn't enough words. You wouldn't set out on a roadmap without fuel and a GPS and the right tools to get you there smoothly. So the Rich Lady mini roadmap is your guide, but these rituals are what will keep you on track, energized, and moving at full speed. So I've shared the first 4 of the Rich Lady rituals, which we call the favorite 4, as part of the Rich Lady travel kit, we're calling it. So it's designed to make your journey more luxurious and more enjoyable. But wait, there's more. To unlock the full travel kit and access all the 8 must-have rituals for the ultimate upgrade, you can scan the QR code below and step into the next level. In the proper copy of the book, hard copy of the book, there'll be a QR code for them to download that free PDF. So yeah, nearly to the end now, guys. Just like any road trip, your Rich Lady roadmap isn't about reaching the final destination or just about reaching the final destination. It's about experiencing each stop along the way, soaking up the wisdom and collecting the tools you need for the journey ahead. Each destination represents a crucial element of your success, and we'll be spending time at each one ensuring you're fully equipped before moving forward. As we travel, take a moment at each stop to reflect, take action, and set yourself up for massive success. Okay, now here's the destinations, which I've actually changed that word destination to checkpoints. I'm going to change that in my script right now while I'm reading it to you. Checkpoint. So there's 7 checkpoints. This is actually the Rich Lady Mini Roadmap online course, what it's built out on. So you're just going to get a little bit of what it's about here. And then if you want the processes and practices and the coaching and the community, that's in the Rich Lady Roadmap. If you want the deep integration processes and changing of it in the cells in your body, then that is what the Rich Lady Revolution, the membership's about. So let's go. Checkpoint number 1 says there's 6 or 7 of them. The first one's self-worth. no roadmap works if you don't believe in do you deserve the destination. So if you don't know what it is and you don't feel like you deserve it, you're never going to get there. And that's a big mistake I see a lot of people make. So here we go deep into doing the inner work, releasing the doubts, rewriting the stories, and using the divine hypnotics to anchor in unshakable confidence. So the reflection piece here is, what's the number one limiting belief holding you back in your business right now? So there's lines for you to answer, and then there's an action step. You got to record or write the new belief that supports your success. Repeat it daily. Now, sometimes, like in a book, these can be fairly basic and there's no depth to them, and you just write it. That's why I created the online course. So you could come over there and get the visuals, get the explanations. So if you're struggling with this, reach out and we will get you in the online course, the Rich Lady Mini Roadmap. $47 launch price, or by the time you listen to this, it might be the regular $97, but it's well worth it. So that's the first thing is self-worth, checkpoint one. Then checkpoint number two is mapping out the big picture. So this is something we notice with a lot of business women, is your funnel or your offer stack or your messaging. This is where the foundations of your business will take shape. And if there's a bottleneck or if there's a gap there, you're not going to be able to build to the degree of that you want. So we go through, and actually some of the ladies are getting their funnel, offer stack, and messaging audited personally by us. The reflection pieces here is, what's your current strategy? Where do you feel stuck or unclear? There's lines for you to answer, and action step, write down your core offer and the problem it solves in one sentence. So once again, fairly generic questions. You're going to have to sit with that. If you want more support, get over there on the Rich Lady Roadmap online course, and we'll support you with that. Okay, checkpoint number three is structure. It's time to build financial foundations. Money flows where there is clarity and organization. So Michelle runs this one in the roadmap. You'll read about it here in the book and hear about it here in the book, but on the online course, Michelle is very organized and structured, and she makes things so simple. So the reflection piece is, do you know exactly how much money is coming in and going out each month? Most business owners do not. I did not for a very long time, and I got myself into a lot of pain as a result of that. And I know a lot of business owners, established and beginners, that also go through just lack of structure. They're doing everything else and doing all the more convoluted high-end stuff, but the basic structures aren't in place. So the action step is to review or set up the financial tracking system, which once again, we will show you actually how to do that on the Rich Lady Roadmap on the online course. We call ours Money Matters, so you can put it in your calendar as Money Matters. And when I first started the journey, it was in my calendar every morning for 9 a.m. for me to go through that template. We're now lucky enough to have a financial specialist on our team who does it for us, and then I just have to review the reports weekly. But this started with me sitting down in a whole lot of pain because I got to myself into financial strife because I got an enormous tax bill. COVID had hit. My husband had lost his job. I didn't have money to pay the tax bill. So I just had to clumsily work my way through it, nut it out, come up with a template, sit with it every morning. Michelle ended up joining. She made it a little bit better, and now we've got a team member on who's made it even better again. So that's the journey with that. Checkpoint number 4 is sales. Selling is not about convincing people, guys. It's about serving. Here we align sales with your values, not mine, not Michelle's, not other people's. What are your values? And make the sale feel effortless. So you're literally getting ding dings. You don't even have to have conversations with people, because they feel your message, they feel your transformation. They're willing to exchange money for what you have to offer, because all your checkpoints are in check. You got your self-worth, because you're only going to get what you feel like you're worth. Checkpoint strategy, you got your funnel, your offer stack, and your messaging set up. You got your financial structure set up. So sales are easy when you've got all that sorted. So the reflection is, how do you feel about selling? Excited, nervous, resistant. The action step is write down 3 reasons why your offer is life-changing for your ideal client. Over there in the Rich Lady Roadmap online course, I actually give you my scripts, divine hypnotics, to support this. And in the recent Rich Lady Revolution, the membership, I actually did individual, what are your value? What problem are you solving? I did their own sales strategy. I helped those ladies with a sales strategy. So what are your what problem are you solving? What's your strategy? Let's stack it. And they started to make bank. So that was pretty powerful. So checkpoint number 4 is sales. Once you got your sales in order, checkpoint number 5 is support. No successful woman can do this alone, whether it's VAs, your team, your coach, your community, or your sisterhood. Support is absolutely essential if you want to take your business to the next level. So the reflection point here is, where do you need the most support right now? Action step, identify one task that you can delegate this week. And then in the Rich Lady Roadmap online course, we actually hold you accountable to that. And yeah, very fulfilling. Destination, checkpoint number 6 is spirituality. So true success is not about the external wins. This is what this whole book is about. It's about feeling deeply connected to something bigger than yourself, and setting up systems and structure where you can get paid for that. So reflection piece is, how do you currently connect to your intuition or your higher power? And the action step is schedule 5 minutes a day to sit in stillness. Journal, whether you're using this book, or sit in a gratitude practice. So here we are, ladies, on to the last page. This journey is just the beginning. The Rich Lady Roadmap isn't just a one-time trip. It's a way of life. As you move through each checkpoint, you'll uncover deeper levels of clarity, confidence, and alignment. But this isn't just about your business or wealth. It's about stepping into your full power as the rich lady that you were born to be, creating success on your terms and doing it with ease, grace, and unshakable self-worth. The real magic happens when you integrate what you've learned, take action, and surround yourself with the right support. This is why the Rich Lady Revolution, the membership, exists, to ensure you never have to navigate this road alone. There is a whole community of women walking this path alongside you, cheering you on and holding you accountable to your next level. So as you continue on this journey, remember, you are worthy, you are capable, and you already are a rich lady. Now it's time to own it. Just like the other incredible women who have walked this path before you. If you're reading this book or listening to this book, your journey has already begun, and you get to decide how far you take it, just like my co-authors have. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to the journey. You've heard from me, you've explored the roadmap, and you've taken the first steps towards claiming the rich lady identity. But this just isn't about me. This is a movement, is about all of us. In the next section, you'll hear from the incredible women who have stepped up to co-author this book, boldly claiming their rich lady identities and sharing their wisdom, experiences, and breakthroughs with you. As you read their stories, let them serve as a reminder that this path is available to you too. If you feel the pull to go deeper, to step into this revolution fully and claim your next level, we are here waiting to welcome you in. All my love, Diane McKendrick. Okay, and then you're going to have 10 authors go ahead and put their chapters in there, which is going to be amazing. Trying to arrange those 10 authors to get them all on audio will be a challenge in itself. So give me some time to do that, but within the next little bit of time, I will arrange that. But for now, you've got the intro and the first 2 chapters. It sets the foundations because I teach in layers. This is perfect for the first layer. And then the next layer is the Rich Lady Roadmap online course. And then if you're wanting the next layer again of the education, inspiration, and empowerment, that's the Rich Lady Revolution, the membership. So please reach out. Let me know your favorite parts. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Hopefully you could double time me because that was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, thank you. And just remember, take messy but aligned action.